Chapter 5. Early the next morning, Duke was snoring loudly. Max lay on the floor with bloodshot eyes, having lain awake all night. Max looked around, then hurried over to the window and climbed out. He nervously started climbing up the fire escape. Gidget spotted him out her closed window. "Morning, Max! 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 What are you doing?" "Hi, it's me. Hi! Hi!" But Max didn't hear her greetings, which were muffled by the window's thick glass. He just kept climbing until he reached Chloe's open window. "Chloe," he called, "I got a bad situation." Inside her apartment, Chloe was playing with a pink stuffed mouse, batting it around the room. Max launched into his explanation. "Katie brought home a psychopath from the pound. She said he's my brother. I don't want a brother. And this guy's got no boundaries. I don't even have a bed now. I'm sleeping on the floor like a dog. Why would Katie do this to me?" "Because she's a dog person, Max," Cleo explained calmly, lounging in the window. "And dog people do weird, inexplicable things like they get dogs instead of cats." "Okay, please don't start now, Chloe," Max pleaded. "This is not helping." But the cat wasn't paying attention because she had the stuffed mouse stuck in one of her claws. As she tried to shake it off, she said, "Max, come on. I'm your friend, okay? And as your friend, I gotta be honest with you. I don't care about you or your problems. But if you don't do something about this guy, and soon, your perfect little life with your dumb, blah human is going to be over forever." Max was horrified. "Forever?" "Forever. Yeah, that's just what... Why is this mouse on my paw still?" Chloe furiously shook her paw, but the stuffed mouse still hung on her claw. She thought a moment. "Look, Max, if you really want to get your turf back, you're going to have to start acting like an alpha dog." Max nodded, trying to look confident. "Right, alpha dog. I can do that." But he wasn't at all sure he could. Later that morning, when Katie was going to leave for the day, Max hung onto her leg, pleading with her to stay. "Please don't go. This time, really don't go." Katie checked her watch. "Okay, I'm running late. I gotta go." Wait. Stay for the trick." Max started desperately spinning around. "Spin. I'm doing spin." "You guys be good," she said as she headed out the door. "I'll see you later. Okay, Max?" Max spun faster and faster. No, wait, look. He spun around so fast he lost his balance and collapsed. Whomp! The door closed. Katie was gone. Max was left alone with Duke. Max looked across the living room and saw Duke eating both bowls of dog food. Max tried to be diplomatic. "Listen, Duke, I'm not sure if you're aware, but one of those bowls, technically, it's reserved for... I know maybe you didn't read the names, but that's my bowl." Duke licked the last bit of food from Max's bowl. Then he raised his head and stared at Max. His look said that he didn't care about the names on the bowls. "I know," Max stammered. "Hey, it's an honest mistake. It's not your fault. I was just thinking. I don't know." The big dog moved toward Max menacingly, but Max kept talking. "Maybe we could institute some ground rules. Doesn't that sound like fun?" Growling, Duke charged toward Max. "Or not," Max yelped. "I don't need a bowl." Norman the guinea pig peeked through the low vent in the wall. "Here again?" he asked, disappointed. "Rodent!" Duke howled. Confused, Max watched Duke run right past him. "Ah!" Norman screamed. Duke sprinted across the room and slammed into the vent. Wham! A small table against the wall wobbled, and the vase fell to the floor. Smash! It shattered into 1,000 pieces. "Oh, Duke," Max said, shaking his head. Katie's going to be so upset when she sees that. And then suddenly, Max had an idea. A brilliant idea. Chapter 6. Katie is going to flip out when she sees how you trashed her whole place, Max announced. The little dog cautiously approached the big brown dog. Oh? Duke said, shrugging. It's just a vase. Is it, Duke? Max asked. Is it? He jumped onto the low table and calmly kicked over another vase. Crash. Ah, that's a shame. What are you doing? Duke asked, widening his eyes in disbelief. For a second he thought maybe this little dog was losing his mind. Max sauntered over to another table with a picture frame on it. What am I doing? Nothing. I'm just a cute little doggy. Katie knows I wouldn't do anything like this. He nudged the table and the picture frame toppled. Duke dove and caught the frame just before it hit the floor. Whoa! All this destruction could only be the work of a dangerous stray who hasn't laid down a foundation of trust, Max said, growing more and more confident as he knocked magazines and books to the floor. You're the new dog. And hey, Duke, what do you go and do for this? He knocked over a bowl of fruit. Duke looked furiously. Oh, I'm gonna... What? Max interrupted. Bite me? Rip my face off? Perfect. Wait till Katie finds out. Max began to limp, dragging one of his legs behind him as though he'd been hurt. He pretended he was showing his injuries to Katie. Oh, Katie, thank goodness you're here. I tried to stop him, but he's crazy. Max grabbed the flat screen TV power cord. Duke gasped. One little tug from Max, and the TV would fall off its stand and shatter. Keeping a tight grip on the cord, Max said, Now sit. Okay, Duke grumbled, sitting submissively. Lay down. Duke lay down. He scowled at the little dog. Good boy, Max said, patting Duke's nose. Later that morning, Guillermo, the dog walker, led Max, Duke, and a bunch of other dogs to the dog park. Max practically skipped down the sidewalk, proud and happy to have solved his Duke problem. As they passed under Gidget's window, she called down to Max. Hey, Max. Hey, Gidget. Who's your new roommate? Is it a girl dog or a boy dog? Not that I care. It doesn't matter to me. Actually, Gidget wanted to make sure Max didn't have a new girlfriend. Oh, that's nobody, Gidget, Max called up triumphantly. He's just visiting. Yeah, he's going to be gone soon. Duke glared at Max furiously. He had no intention of going anywhere. When he reached the dog park, the dog walker started unhooking the dogs from their leashes. But just as he was about to unhook Max's leash, a pretty girl who was also walking dogs distracted him. Max was left with his leash dragging behind him. Hey, what's up? Guillermo said to the girl. Oh, hi. Your hat is the best hat I've ever seen. Really? Hey, Max said. Excuse me. He wanted the dog walker to unhook his leash, but Guillermo didn't notice. Idiot, Max sighed. Max walked over to Duke. Hey, Duke. Yes, Duke sighed, knowing some kind of annoying command was coming. Be a good lad and bring me a stick, won't you? Max said, gritting. It would please me to chew on a stick just now. Duke glared at Max. You heard me, Max said a little more sternly. Fetch. Looking defeated, Duke headed to the edge of the dog park. He picked up a stick. Nah, not that one, Max called after him. That one doesn't please me. Find a really good one, Duke. Duke crawled through some thorny brambles. Yeah, that's it, Max called. Duke spotted something, a large hole in the fence at the edge of the park. His eyes widened. Then he had an idea. Hey, Max, he called. Boy. Oh, whoa. There are a ton of sticks over here, Max. You should come over and look at them. Yeah, I want to make sure I grab the right one for you. Oh, Max said, a little puzzled as the dog walker finally let him off the leash. That's very unthoughtful. He trotted over to Duke with a cocky grin on his face. "Look at all these sticks," Duke said. As Max looked, Duke grabbed him by the collar and dragged him through the hole in the fence. "Ah, help, help!" Max shouted. Nearby, Mel said to Buddy, "Hey, did you hear that?" But Buddy had just spotted a butterfly. "Butterfly!" "Oh, butterfly," Mel said. "Get it!" As the two dogs chased the butterfly through the park, Duke dragged Max around a street corner and out of sight. Chapter 7. Duke ran down the busy street of New York City, dragging Max, screaming for help. Max smashed into bushes, staircases, mailboxes, and even a car windshield. "Huh," said the driver, barely noticing what had happened. Duke turned into a dark alley. He tossed Max into a garbage can, and the lid slammed shut. Clang! "Help! Help! Help!" Max cried. "See ya, Max," Duke said, turning to leave. "Duke, come on," Max pleaded. "Don't leave me here." Don't worry, Max. No hard feelings." "Wait, please." Inside the garbage can, Max gasped. There was someone or something else inside the can with him. In fact, Max was sitting right on top of whoever else was in the can. Clank, clang. As Duke watched, the lid popped off the garbage can and clattered to the alley pavement. Max was stepping up out of the can, sitting on top of a cat. The cat's name was Ozone, and he was an ugly, creepy-looking cat. He was hairless, showing pink, wrinkled skin. His long ears had holes bitten out of them. "What happened to you?" Duke said. "I had a fight." "All right," the cat answered in a tough voice, shrugging. "With a big, stupid dog. He lost." "Ah, you're headed into dangerous territory there, kitty cat," warned Duke, who knew an insult when he heard one. But the cat didn't seem intimidated by the big dog at all. He shook off Max, leaped out of the garbage can, and swaggered over to Duke. "I'd watch your tone, sunshine," Ozone sneered. "You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to cut you into string, ball you up, and then bat you around for hours in a game that only I understand." Quick as lightning, Ozone whipped out a claw, sliced off Duke's collar, and took it. He held the collar up and examined it in the shadowy light of the alley. It was black leather with a gold tag with a D for Duke. "Very nice. I'll take this," the cat said. He tossed the collar. A tough-looking cat named Nitro popped up from behind another garbage can and caught it. "Sweet collar, Ozone," Nitro said admiringly. Duke took a step toward Ozone. "Oh, ho, ho. You want to start with me, little raisin?" Ozone hissed at the big brown dog. "Sssss." "Okay, get your umbrella out, kitties," Duke growled, "because here they come, the thunder." He kicked over a trash can, and the lightning. He stomped forward, right down on your face. But as soon as Duke said face, alley cats appeared from all over the place above him, in the windows, on the clotheslines, the building ledges, on top of garbage cans. Duke was seriously outnumbered. "Gosh, there are a lot of you up there," he observed. "But I'm talking about the thunder and the lightning that is coming down on all of your collective faces. Attack on 3. Ozone snarled, showing his sharp teeth. 2. All the cats in the alley leaped forward, ready to fight. "Ah! I forgot I'm supposed to be somewhere." Duke turned tail and ran for it. Wham! He slammed right into a trash can, but it didn't stop him. He kept right on running out of the alley, full of fierce cats. Max watched him go. All of the cats turned toward him. He laughed nervously. "That guy, am I right?" He sunk back down into the garbage can and closed the lid. From inside he said, "Okay, you know what? No offense, but goodbye." Cats grabbed the garbage can, tipped Max out, and tossed him up into the clotheslines. "Ah!" Max yelled. yelled. Cats used the clothesline to tie Max up, leaving him hanging upside down. He dangled in the air helplessly. A kitten made its way across the clothesline toward Max. It was cute, but it had a crazy look in its eyes. Holding up one furry little paw, it popped out its razor-sharp claws and slashed off Max's collar. Zick! Huh? Max said. The kitten dropped the collar down to Ozone, who examined it. The collar was blue with a metal tag shaped like a bone. It read simply, Max. The kitten stared at Max with big, moist eyes. Hey, Max said in greeting. Hey, you little... The kitten hopped off Max's clothesline onto another line. Then it used its claw to slice Max's clothesline. Ah! Max screamed as he fell. He hit several other clotheslines on the way toward the pavement below, which slowed him down a little, so when he hit the ground, thump, he was okay. Ah, he groaned. Then Duke came running back. Duke, Max said, looking up. You came back. Run, Duke yelled. Max looked behind Duke and saw animal control workers chasing him with nets on long handles. It's Popo, Ozone shouted, meaning the police. Scram! All the cats scattered, diving into hiding spots and disappearing. Out in the open, Duke and Max weren't so lucky. Chapter 8. One animal control worker brought his net over Max, swoop, and picked him up. Swoop. The other animal control worker caught Duke in his net. Ha! Cried the first animal control worker triumphantly. Ah! Grunted the second animal control worker as he lifted Duke in the net. Why do I always get the heavy ones? They carried the struggling dogs to their van and threw them in the back. Wait! Max protested. Slam! The doors of the van slammed shut and the van drove off. At the dog park, the dog walker was counting the leashed dogs in his pack. Since the dogs kept moving around, it wasn't easy. 2, 4, 6, 8. See you tomorrow, Guillermo, called the pretty little dog walker. You know it, Guillermo responded, looking up and smiling. He looked back down at the dogs, but he was too distracted by the girls to really count them. 10. Okay. As Guillermo led the dogs out of the park, Mel and Buddy watched as a scruffy Williamsburg hipster used a plastic stick contraption to throw a ball for his dog. Mel shook his head. Sheesh. Did you see that? Yeah, I saw it, Buddy replied. Throw it with your arm, you lazy weirdo, Mel barked. I would not fetch that. I'm old school, Buddy added. As they left the park, they didn't notice that Max and Duke were not with them. Inside the animal control van, Max and Duke were locked in a metal cage. They were shaking and freaking out. The only other animal in the van was a Ripper, a slant, muscular dog wearing a wire muzzle. It was like a cage over his face to keep him from biting anyone. Over his chest, he wore a leather harness bristling with metal studs. He was obviously one tough dog. He banged his massive head against the crate. Thanks a lot, Duke, Max complained. Katie is not going to like this, and I can't go to the pound. Max noticed that Duke looked scared, really scared. What's wrong with you? He asked. Duke shot him a terrified look. You know who can't go to the pound? Me. Katie just got me out of the pound. If I go back, it's the end of the line for me. Max gulped. He knew what that meant. All dogs did. He didn't know what to say. Clang. Max looked at Ripper, who kept banging his head against the cage. Clang, clang, clang. Max tilted his head to the side, confused. Gidget was in her apartment watching the romantic soap opera on TV. She was so excited that she danced around in circles. An announcer said, "We now to return to La Passion de la Passion." Yes, Gidget sighed happily. On the TV, a beautiful woman named Maria entered a room full of expensive furniture and paintings. Why, she cried, why? What's the matter, Maria? Gidget asked, concerned. She didn't care that the actors on the TV show couldn't hear her. On the screen, a good-looking man named Fernando walked up to the beautiful woman. Maria, he said, your face, it wears 1,000 shadows. What is wrong? I have come face to face with the worst thing in the world, Maria cried. Gidget paced faster, her big blue eyes glued to the TV. What? Oh, tell me, Maria. Tell me now. I can't bear another moment without knowing. Loneliness, Maria said softly on the TV. Fernando gasped. So did Gidget. Then she heard barking outside. Arf, arf! Max, she cried. Max, Max. Suddenly, without Max, Gidget felt terribly lonely. She ran to the window and peered out. But she didn't see Max. She saw Guillermo walking the other dogs home. Mel and Buddy were barking at a squirrel. Where was Max? Huh, Gidget said. Hey, I see you, squirrel, Mel barked. This is not your area, Buddy added. We marked that tree. The squirrel just snickered and hurled acorns at Buddy. Bunk! What was that? Buddy yelled. How dare you? Don't you try to hide, squirrel, Mel threatened. I see you. Gidget shouted down at the two dogs from her open window. Hey guys, where's Max? Nobody likes you, squirrel, Mel shouted. The squirrel just kept throwing acorns at the barking dogs. Guys, seriously, where is Max? Gidget repeated. Buddy finally stopped barking at the squirrels and looked up at Gidget. Calm down, girl, he's right. He looked around, but he didn't see Max. Huh? He's gone. Oh, it's fine, Mel said. I heard him screaming after he disappeared into those bushes. What? Gidget cried, freaking out. Max is gone? She suddenly had an idea of what the worst thing in the world would be. A world without Max.